Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades 2 for what will be our first run after the new true ending. So we did see that last time round, and we will definitely talk about it today. So if you have not yet seen the new true ending, go check out the previous video. This is your spoiler warning. Okay, but now that that spoiler warning is out of the way, big picture, there were some improvements, some things that stayed the same, some things that I think got worse in the build-up toward the new true ending. Then as for the new true ending itself, as we were saying last time, at least one absolutely egregious error, which is pretty unacceptable, in my opinion, just how bad it was and just how easy it would have been to have corrected it. And that is the big thing for me. I know I said a lot of things that probably sounded like I was really negative last time around, and I swear I'm not trying to just be a cynic for the sake of being a cynic. It's that I've spent countless hours on every Supergiant game thus far and had been enjoying Hades 2, seen it all the way through from the beginning of early access, and then with all the potential that it had, to see it come to this with the new true ending that just felt like there were so many mistakes that were messy, careless, and avoidable. It's just a shame. You hate to see it. So it does really detract from my overall opinion on Hades 2. I mean, endings matter, right? Maybe a little bit less so for a roguelite game than, say, an RPG, but still. We do, however, still have a couple of things left that we are trying to do, because although we've seen the climax of the new true ending, technically, we still need to go once up on the surface and once in the underworld to get what I assume is going to be a conversation with the new friendly Kronos to sort of introduce us to and fully transition into the end game, the post-true ending situation. So, as for what we have planned for this run, the bonus bones weapon would be the staff. I guess we'll take that. Definitely would prefer not to go aspect of Anubis here. I think it probably would be either aspect of Melanui for a special build or a cast build with aspect of Circe. So probably the two aspects we've used the most often, but that's not a coincidence. They're the ones that I like the most, so maybe we'll go aspect of Circe here and go with the cast, and technically that second cast that it creates is going to be based on where our familiar is positioned, and it's a little interesting how the various familiars, they move around the arena in different ways, so there definitely could be some familiars that just lend themselves better to this weapon aspect than others. Like, you are very mobile, whereas you are very stagnant, so there may be the opposite extremes of the spectrum. Maybe we'll just stick with Gali here, who is, in general, one of our go-to familiars. Then I think we'll keep it simple here. We'll go Jeweled Palm, which has been our go-to for a while now. It has been very good. We do have Fate's Whim, so that should work out. Oh, it would help if I actually activated the Jeweled Palm. Okay. And then, as for what, if anything, else we have our eye out for on this run, the main thing is that I expect we will have a conversation with Kronos somewhere on the final floor, much like we did in the original true ending, or immediately after the original true ending. Will it be exactly the same? Will it be slightly different this time? We'll see. Still, I think, need to do that extra run on the surface and in the underworld before we can start progressing the freeing the Fates plot line once again. And to be honest, that is one of the other reasons why I think the new true ending was a letdown, was because it was not clear that we were getting ourselves into just a humongous time commitment, especially if you add on the 2 additional runs that we have to do after the climax itself. That's something like 14 runs. And that's assuming that you complete them all. You fail on any of those, and that's a serious time commitment at that point. But other than that, we may be able to rouse Hypnos after this run. That might also be on hold. I think we might go up to the surface for this one, in which case we did have that prophecy / side quest based on giving the tier-based potion to Medea, and it wasn't really clear what that was all about. You know, is there going to be another conversation about that? We're going to learn what Medea is actually planning to do with that potion, or maybe it's just something that you need to do in order to max out your bond with her, in which case, okay, I don't really care that much about that. But the one other positive thing I will say about the new true ending that I did think was cool was the way that they basically force you to fight the rival version of Kronos. It definitely gives that final confrontation more weight. It feels more significant for that reason. Obviously, it's significantly more challenging, so there definitely could be a world in which someone does not succeed on that run. It might take multiple attempts, because it's a pretty big difference between base Kronos and rival Kronos. And fortunately, we had a little bit of a preview. We had seen the rival version before, so it wasn't coming as a complete surprise on that front. And at least it seemed as though some of the conversation in and around it, the monologue that Kronos was giving during that part of the fight, was sort of a way for Kronos to say, hey, this is what would happen if you did permanently destroy time. And then at least the fight itself is more difficult. Can you extrapolate from there? Oh, that means that the world overall would be more dangerous and we wouldn't want that. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of a stretch, but it at least is an interesting concept in what would have otherwise been a very unexplored area. So I liked that. If we hadn't succeeded on it, then I might have been a little bit frustrated, given how, as I said, that can slow you down even more. But it was a little touch that I did sort of appreciate. So I think we'll head up. I don't really care much about the fear at this point, especially not on the surface, where we've already hit the threshold for the next round of Knights Champion. So I think we're just going up for a simple run here. And we gained, is this the one that does damage after 3 seconds? I think especially against Typhon that is quite good. Okay, then we have Zeus and we have Chaos at the very beginning also. One moment while I just destroy that stuff.
I know not what you did to Kronos, niece, but he is no longer himself. Practically groveling for mercy here. And ask you for our aid to ensure time flows freely forth or some such drivel. Is this why you plan to retrace your steps?
Okay, Zeus might actually be the first person to use that phrase, because that's kind of the whole overarching idea behind the post-true ending, is the whole, well, we need to keep on doing runs so that time flows freely forth, which was never really given a very good explanation. The characters kind of just floundered their way into it, and obviously it's just an excuse to for gameplay reasons, make the player still feel like there is reason to continue playing beyond the true ending. So maybe you don't need a great excuse, but it still felt like that fell a little bit flat. Although I will say, one other thing is that, on the positive side, yes, the transitioning from the Kronos is the evil bad guy who does everything wrong into, hey, maybe he has some good things about him and we can ultimately convert him into being a friend. There's a little more build up toward that, and so that part felt a little less out of nowhere, even if I still think it's pretty forced. Okay, this would be incredible, especially if we had gone with the special-oriented aspect, although we went with the cast one. Okay, I think we will still take this, though. Obviously, it's the highest rarity, so from that standpoint, it makes a lot of sense, if nothing else. Also, it's a Zeus! High power boon. I think it's about as simple as that. It's good. I would have liked to cast boon as quickly as possible, though. Oh, maybe this is a little bit scripted for Chaos to show up here. Out of curiosity, okay, we're skipping a palm on, yeah, what would be a nice boon upgrade, but I think we'll be alright. So Chaos might have something to say about how we have now defeated both Kronos and Typhon. Just that? I think so.
I sensed upheaval in the earth the likes of which I have not felt before. The tenor of it more than the intensity. Something transpired in your father's residence, and Kronos vacated. Why would he take an action such as that? Respond.
And also, I may have been interested in gifting to Chaos here, but I don't think we can do that at this stage. That is one other thing, is that I think there is still one keepsake we have yet to gain, and that is the one that I'm pretty darn sure comes from the newly friendly Kronos, and we might not have had any nectars to gift to Kronos in the immediate aftermath of the original true ending, so we may have missed an opportunity there, and then once we did have nectar to gift him, he didn't stick around long enough for us to actually gift him that nectar. So this time we definitely have nectar. So if there is an opportunity to gift to Kronos, we definitely want to do that.
Respectfully, Almighty Chaos, Kronos has had quite a change of heart. I found my brother Zagreus, who aided me in bringing it about. Our grandfather conceded in his war against Olympus, and now seeks to make amends.
An interesting change. The absence of detail raises many different questions, which I shall explore. The outcome that you saw has been achieved, yet you seem to pursue it even still. My mark, therefore, remains available to you.
Alright, let's see. Next 4 encounters can't earn gold. Afterward, we move and sprint faster. Or other way around, we move and sprint way slower, but we get huge special damage, which, with the special boom we just picked up, would be very impactful. Although this is very dangerous. Or we take damage every time we attack. Afterward, we get a pretty sizable chunk of max life. Honestly, I think I will do this. We've done this downside, I think, only once before, and it's both move and sprint speed. So it is very hard to avoid feeling the effects, but maybe we can get away with it. That's my hope, at least, because I think the upside is definitely by far the best. So we end up here. So if we do see a Medea room, I think we definitely want to go there, and we do. Because there may be something special that we can do with Medea here, if anything does come out of the potion thing. Maybe, oh, that's what it looks like if we don't sprint. Maybe that was all it was about.
A wandering dead who cannot find your peace. Sorceress.
Oh, sorry, I cut her off a bit there. Hello. Also, one moment, please.
Always use more.
Except we kind of don't need it, but anyways.
Oh, good. You're just in time. Those tears you brought me were the missing touch I lacked for something that had been the subject of my studies for some time. I'm pleased to offer you a sample of it now, if you would like.
Okay, so yes, it is based on that. So, very good that we did get the chance to see here. I still don't know what those tears are going to do.
This sounds potent.
Okay, the trust has deepened, which does mean we can now progress our relationship further. That much I don't really care about, but if it unlocks other things with other characters, or I don't even know, then maybe it's more meaningful. Let's see, inflict a curse that deals 50 damage to a foe, if not already afflicted, up to every 1 second. I don't remember that. But what is it that applies that? Does that just apply automatically? I feel like I've never seen this before. And it has an extra description at the bottom. Is this something that we only just gained access to because of the potion that we just gave her? So I'm intrigued by this. Foes lose 50% of armor against mini-bosses. That's nice. Long-term, Traces of Spirit is incredibly valuable, because that just adds up so much if you take this at the very beginning of the run. I think I will still take this just to experiment with it, but in a vacuum, that would definitely have been the choice.
Oh, I like that one.
Thank you.
Still don't really understand how that curse gets applied. But we did not take the Chaos Curse that makes us take damage when attacking, fortunately. That room also does not count as an encounter because there are no enemies in it. So, still have 3 more rooms to go before the Chaos Curse evolves, and I'm thinking Hermes is generally a good one to pick up early, so that could be 1. Hammer, obviously, could be really helpful as well. That's 2. Double Zeus, we already have Zeus precedent, and so we could get some pretty serious Zeus synergies there, and in general, Zeus is, by most accounts, probably the most powerful of all the gods and goddesses. So, that's 4 total, and then maybe mini-boss at the end, and at that point, our Curse from Chaos should have evolved. So let's do that. I think that makes sense.
You shades are getting out of there.
I should really be using the special as much as possible. And maybe breaking this while I'm at it. These first few rooms, ooh, hello, are going to be a pain while we still have the Chaos Curse.
I can't believe you did it, Em, but that would would mean I didn't think you could, but I did, so I won't. But I will say, cheers for everything. I know we might not be completely done, but if a bit of pressure's off now, good. All right.
Travel deal is good early on. So that could be an interesting option. Charge potential synergies with the aspect of Cersei here, although the expiring faster may or may not be a good thing. It depends on which cast we end up getting, so not sure that we want to make that call just yet. I think we'll just take travel deal in that case.
And we're off.
And 2 mini rooms, which I'm pretty sure do not count as encounters for the sake of chaos, which is a little unfortunate timing in that case. Oop, hello. Excuse me, sir. Please don't do that. Thank you.
Soul tonic.
A little bit of magic,
Bonnie, fetch.
bit of resources, and a mini shop, which technically does also get affected by travel deal. Ooh, and these are both good options. Kind of like to double down, to be honest. And if we expedite one of them, then technically it does make another item show up at this mini shop. I don't think we want to do that, though, because then we're going to be completely broke, and we're not going to be able to even afford that other item that shows up. So let's do this. Let's do this. The expedite cost is also very high. So hopefully we'll still have enough that we can do some stuff at the next full-blown shop at the end of this floor.
Predictable.
Focusing on the bird at the beginning, but doesn't allow the house to spawn in more of the zombies. Okay, it's a palm. Make the special do even more damage. Actually, do these rooms count for chaos? I feel like that number might have gone down. In which case, that is very convenient. It's a more efficient way to progress that stuff, if in fact that was the case. So I think we go hammer here, and we're looking for special oriented. Well, actually, you know what? Let's do the Zeus stuff first, just to see if we get another Zeus boon that we want to build around even more than this special, given how this is going to give us a huge boost to our special damage. I think it's unlikely that we will have something we want to prioritize even more so than the special, but technically our weapon aspect is cast oriented, although I always forget if the hammer upgrades can even give you cast based stuff. Oh, tiny sliver. Please don't do that. Or that. Or that. Unfortunately, that was not the last wave of enemies. Oh, right, the psychic leash as well. I forgot about that part. It's not just the cast itself. Yeah, just break this for the sake of expediting this room, because I assume this is the last wave. There we go. Getting close to finishing up Chaos Curse.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay, so we can get a rare attack. Strikes emit chain lightning. If we take damage to the revenge boon stuff. Hey, I think I will take this. As we say every time we pick up a rare boon, it's kind of unfortunate because you can't rarefy it retroactively with the Narcissus keepsake, but I think if we accept the fact that the attack is not really going to be our priority, it's either going to be the special and or the cast, then we're willing to make that sort of sacrifice there.
Something's changed.
Oh? I don't remember her ever having said that before. What's that all about? Are the rooms different? I still see several, I think all the things we were targeting. Are there any enemies that spawned in here as they sometimes do? Why she made that comment? I missed that. I don't know what that was all about. That let's do one more Zeus so then we just have more context to figure out what we want to do. Heracles? No. More context to figure out what we want to do with the hammer. Get rid of you. And you as well. Guys all spawn more enemies, which is no fun. Oh. Focusing on the other guy. Also, I was so slow that I may have even attempted to dodge that attack, but not a lot I could do. Now the Chaos Boon has evolved. Now we are normal speed, which feels like it is lightning speed, and it means that our special is doing ridiculous damage.
In the name of Hades.
Let's see, so we can do the cast. Now in this case, it is common rarity, which is arguably beneficial because it does mean that we can rarefy it with a Narcissus keepsake later on. Although we might have been interested in going with the calling card, in which case that would be competing for the keepsake on the next floor. So, but this would also be really good to synergize with you and don't necessarily want to compromise on that being low level. Is this still good enough? 25% chance to strike 2 times. Feel like this might even be more important than, well, yeah, we'll do this. It'll be the rarefication target, and then we'll try to pick this up either at a higher base rarity or at a point in time when we have the calling card rarefication options available to us. So we at least do have a damaging cast now, which is more than we could say before. We did have the leash, of course, but didn't have direct damage. Yeah, and Golly is kind of similar to Hecuba in that she stays pretty close to us. So, for leash purposes, it's more likely to hit the enemies right next to us. It maybe isn't going the entire length of the arena, and therefore might not be hitting quite as many enemies, or the upside may not be quite as high, but it also probably is still more consistently decent than, say, what you would have with Tula. Okay, so now I think we go hammer, and we have a better sense of what we're working with from the major categories. Ooh. Okay, yes, the damage is much better now.
Get shocked.
We have a lot of ways to do damage.
Ghastly thing.
Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Attacks of more power. And channel extra magic into your special to deal huge damage in a larger area. Or specials bounce to two additional foes, dealing extra damage for each hit. And both of these intrigue me. I feel like this one might be a little... It's certainly easier to implement because it doesn't require that we use the charge special. If we do see that other one, though, later on, that also would be helpful. Okay, so then we have not seen mini-bosses on this floor very often, so there's, what, the pig dude? And I don't even remember what the other mini-boss on this floor is, and so both of them we lack practice with, but we're gonna do it anyway. It is... Oh, it's this guy. Yes, this is the one that... I think we actually have seen him a little bit more than the pig. But still very out of practice. Okay, now he is armorless, and so he is dead. And so you see that, yes, this build is now very much starting to kick off. And probably does have a fair bit to do with this combo. Because that's pretty crazy.
You bloody did it then. Whatever it is, everybody here has got their own idea, but I reckon Typhon's gone and Kronos he's touched in the head, so all in all, not bad.
Touched in the head. Interesting way to phrase it. Okay. Weapon deals more damage based on armor. We get some now. Obviously, if we maintain that armor, that means we get some damage, but does become a bit of an ordeal at times to micromanage that armor, which... It's one thing when you have the arachne dress on, and you have other bonuses you're trying to get from the armor, but outside of that, I'm not necessarily sure I want to go out of my way to do that. Generally not a huge fan of getting bonus damage to armor, although there are enough mini-bosses that maybe we can still make good use of this. You know, throw our huge damage special on an armored enemy with 100% extra damage, and that armor is immediately getting deleted. So maybe there is still a good case to be made for that. I think that means we're ready to go here, and we have travel deal, which means we can potentially spend more in this upcoming shop. We did already spend a fair bit in the mini shop. Actually, others are gonna get delivered right after this fight. Okay, fair enough. So we should have enough. Or we technically discounted first boon, and if that is immediately followed by another boon, it could be extremely close. Oh, also I technically need to do this, even though we don't need it for healing purposes. But we might technically need a golden urn here. If we want to double down here. Oh, he's going to take that? Alright, I'm going to let him. Given how we were already a little bit price constrained.
Olympus. On to the next.
So, this is obviously the highest rarity one. But you know what I just realized? I don't know if this is a thing. I haven't necessarily drawn the correlation, and therefore can't really confirm whether there's any causation. But not that correlation equals causation per se. But anyways, the point is, we did not see Heracles in any of the rooms with enemies in them. Is that why he just showed up in this shop? Is that a thing? Or is that just a complete coincidence? Because I've never thought of that before. But is that actually... And obviously it happens in the underworld with Nemesis as well. But I, again, have not made a point of noticing if the reason why she shows up is because you have not yet seen her in a room that has enemies in it. So, that's an aside. But if you happen to know the answer to that question, definitely let me know. I'd be curious to find out. As for our options here, we did technically take a common rarity boon that is in an important category that we are hoping to hit with the Narcissus Keepsake at some point, which does mean we kind of want to avoid these common rarity boons. This would be Magic Restoration. This would be gaining max life based on our max magic. If we had taken that other Medea upgrade, the one that gives us more magic the longer, or with each room, then this would get incredibly powerful. But I think we'll probably just go with this one. It's the highest rarity. So, if for no other reason than that, it makes sense. And then, oh, it's actually good that this is a random one, because it's a little less expensive. Oh, we would have had just enough to get a full price boon anyway, but we'll see what we get here. It's another Aphrodite. And, ooh, we have Zeus. A lot of stuff from him, and he gives all air boons, and Aphrodite has a fair number herself, or we can get a very good Magic Restoration boon here. So I'd be up for either of these. This is more of a long-term thing, but we already have 4 air boons, so it's already an 8% dodge chance, plus Golly gives us a 6% dodge chance, so it's a non-zero amount. Although this still feels... I might still go for this, to be honest with you. This is a good opportunity, and this is rare. So there is certainly a chance we will not see it. You know what? No. We'll take this, and then, assuming that we take the calling card on either the next floor or the floor after that, we can, worst comes to worst, take a common rarity, glamour gain, and rarify it up to the point where it gets to epic, or even heroic, unlike the infusion where it's everything or nothing. You can't rarify it, it just doesn't show up very often. Okay, so now we can't afford that stuff, but that's fine. Just see... Sure. What's gift here? Ah, yes, of course.
Perseverance is what got us to this point, my lord. May your resolve never waver. Whenever mine does, I take comfort knowing I have such dependable allies.
Okay, now for our actual conversation, which I imagine will have something to do with how we just did the true ending. As you can plainly see.
We are
I may have cut him off.
indeed,
I'm sorry.
my lord, and thanks in no small part to all you've done. I trust that Nyx has already visited with you. But what of all the gold that remains?
Oh? How dare you? How dare you suggest that he doesn't need the gold?
Then you shall have it.
Okay, so now on to Polyphemus, and I think we have the tools here.
Thank you for your service.
Gotta be kidding.
Your service to the Titan Kronos is complete, Cyclops. His war against Olympus is ended, if you've not already heard. I hold no enmity toward you. Be on your way.
Yeah, something tells me he's not about to leave.
I was just wondering how come I haven't gotten paid. Thought maybe my shepherding hasn't been up to snuff.
Kronos was compensating you for tending sheep. I thought you were supposed to be guarding the city gates.
What do you even know about it? You really think I'm gonna leave my flock now, after all we've been through? And I can always earn my meal ticket some other way.
Alright. Spam the special on him. And basically make him immediately phase. Oops, excuse me. Oh, and it chains! Oh, that's so convenient. The hammer upgrade that we picked up makes it so much more useful in boss encounters like this. You can just aim it at the ads and it's gonna still hit him. Like, he phased already and I wasn't even trying to attack him. That's so nice. Just quality of life. Ooh. There we go. Might be one of our easiest Polyphemus fights ever.
Sleep well, Cyclops.
To the surprise of no one, Zeus Boon's strong. Okay, so these are the delayed shipments. It was max life and then a mystery boon. Although we'll pick up our gems as well. Hephaestus, okay. Let's see, so we still want to avoid common rarity boons. We don't want this. We could take you. I'm not a big fan of his magic restoration boon. I mean, we could take it with the intention of, if we ever see a sacrifice boon, taking that, but I think we'd rather go this route, even if it's not one that I'm generally all that excited about. And this guy was kind of right in the middle of the arena. I was surprised when we were first loading in to see him just standing there.
Don't be frightened.
Okay,
See you in the
there
crossroads.
we go. So now the question becomes, do we go... Oh, hello. It's gonna be hard to do anything at this mini shop, but... Do we go Narcissus Keepsake right now to immediately rarefy you? That is convenient, because this is a very important boon for us, and it also makes it so we don't have to avoid common rarity boons for all of the next floor. The downside is that it means we are delaying the option to rarefy boons on this floor with the calling card. But I think we're still going to go Narcissus here. And we'll just deal with some things, unfortunately, still being common rarity. We don't have you yet.
Very well.
I think this is still worthwhile. That should be much stronger. Now this... Yeah, we can't even try to pick anything up here. That would be nice, but, you know, we picked one up on the previous floor, so I think we'll be okay. The sheep are not particularly fond of my accidentally damaging them.
Onward.
Oop. Oh, that was supposed to be the dash button. I was like, why did that happen? No, I just pressed the wrong button.
Go for it, Golly.
Okay, I think we're just moving on here. Yeah, if we could find a way to get more gold, that would be very useful. Oh, that was a block? Wow.
Ensnared.
Oop. Sorry. Probably, well, bones for a little bit of magic, ashes for a little bit of life, for crafting resource purpose, or for, you know, purchasing / crafting resource purposes. Both of them are pretty useless. Guess we'll use this as a tiebreaker. I was gonna say, where'd they all go? Oh, the annoying thing, actually, about that block that I accidentally used was also that it probably happened within the first few seconds of the encounter, so we would have technically been able to tank that damage with our armor, but it didn't matter, because it ended up using a block instead. Sometimes a little frustrating with the priority of those various things, like Golly's blocks seem to take priority over basically any and everything else, and they're including, I think it happened in the previous run, the boon from Hermes. He has one that can potentially give you up to 3, maybe even 4 blocks per encounter, so you'd like for that to be the first priority, because that one gets refreshed after every room, whereas Golly only refreshes every floor. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out that way, though. And there are a few other instances like that. Okay, so someone's getting mad at us. They both do exactly the same thing, do they not? More or less, they just create circles on the ground that do damage to us. Zeus creates several, and they do proc somewhat quickly. Maybe Hephaestus is actually a little easier. They may quite literally be identical, though. They may just be slightly different colored circles.
Why, thank you.
There's probably more synergy potential here, though. Okay, Magic Restoration, also not my biggest... the one that I'm the biggest fan of here. Revenge Boon. Cast can change the location of it. May or may not be helpful. It is... I mean, every Zeus Boon is going to be air, which means we're getting more dodge chance, which is nice. It's not really a deciding factor here, though. I think I'm still going to go with this. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's more trouble than it's worth, though.
That's not used to anybody standing up to him, but we can get him there.
I mean no disrespect.
Yeah, basically the same thing. Oh, that was a block. That was also not great. Oh. No, cheating for that. Yep, that was not where I wanted to aim that. Oh, right, the chaining special. It's so convenient. Just spam that. Who needs anything else?
Been working on the hunger issues. Can't blow me top like some of the others here.
Alright, let's see. So you're never going to have an air boon. You're always earth or fire. No wind. Okay. I mean, we do have your starting armor at the beginning of encounters, so that actually means with heavy metal, we get a lot of extra damage at the start of each encounter. So maybe that's reason enough to go this route. And also, we'll improve our clear speed in that way. So, yeah. I think we do this, and then maybe Trusty Shield later on. Oh, we haven't really been using magic, so priming is maybe not the biggest concern, but... What is this? Yes. Mini-boss next, but still, yes, we need gold.
This is private property.
Remember, we want to spam as quickly as possible. Okay. Didn't quite get the maximum amount, but that's definitely helpful. So with Travel Deal, remember, we have more spending potential, so it's a matter of can we get enough gold to make use of that spending potential, and this... I don't know which one we prefer. In general, I think that Charybdis is more challenging. However, with our chaining special, we may be able to hit multiple tentacles more easily, but it's this guy. Oh, there are a lot of friends here, though.
Looks like you have a stowaway, Captain.
Stowaway Captain, you say? It's a reference to another Supergiant game. I did not realize. Or at least, it sort of is. Oh, don't stand there, though. Raise the mini shop here as well. No, don't move right as I'm about to. Oh, yep, I was still on the dodge there, but he is dead now. We have used all of our blocks, but oh well.
The monster's down and out, and I mean out for good as in we can't find any trace of him at all. They're telling me you turned Typhon to ash, dearie. That's proper scary stuff.
I mean, technically, she's sort of a run behind, because not only have we defeated Typhon, we've also defeated Kronos, but that's okay, we'll give it to her. Okay, so her Magic Restoration boon I'm a much bigger fan of. Or, ooh, this is also so good, though. I love this, especially when we have a lot of area of effect abilities. We can potentially just clear out a room immediately with this. I think we have to.
Stronger.
And then we technically can afford at least one thing here. Oh, it's guaranteed boon of Hermes. I think we take it. It does mean we're going to be kind of tight on cash for the shop at the end of this floor, in all likelihood, especially because I don't think we can get any monies from Cersei over there, but I think it's still worth it. He does have some boons that give you more gold earning potential, so I think that combo alone makes it worthwhile. We could expedite. I don't think we want to, though, because then we are really broke at that point.
Ray of light and mote of dark. Heap of soil.
Evening, little pigs.
Of stone.
Hello, piggies.
Ah, piggies, look who's back.
Should we gift to you as well? Now seems not the time. Oh, never mind then.
Where have you been for all these nights, Poppet? So many oddities took place, each stranger than the last. Those ghastly sailing ships out there all seem to lose their course for one. I know not what occurred.
Kronos is defeated, madam, and I mean for good. That's likely why his forces have been notably disorganized, although they're not gone, and neither is he. Has Headmistress not communicated this?
Good heavens, why no! Unless, well, I can be very isolated here. Perchance I missed some message she relayed. Oh, so then you mean to tell me you're victorious?
That we do.
Well, yes. What now remains is to ensure he'll not rise up against the gods again, ever. He or Typhon.
I must confer with our Lady Hecate at once. But first, please, quickly, make your choice.
Also, for what it's worth, just as a little aside / reference to some comments we were making in and around the previous run, the climax of the new true ending, when I was saying how I didn't expect for the final result to be any different. I did expect for it to still be Kronos turning into a good guy and us not actually defeating him, even though technically we did permanently destroy him. It's alright, we've talked about that a lot last time, but the reason why I thought it was still going to be the same result was because there were all these other conversations that happened after the true ending, like this, where Malinui is explaining how, yes, we defeated Kronos, however, now he's a good guy, we're trying to work with him, we need to make sure that he remains a good guy, and I did not expect them to also rework all those conversations in addition to all the other ones we were talking about for the build-up, because then you're potentially doubling the amount of new conversations and the amount of work that comes with that, and it did seem like they were already pressed for time when it came to what they did work on, and the quality did suffer as a result. So definitely from that standpoint, I would not have wanted to see them try to stretch themselves even thinner, only to find that the quality deteriorated even more. So it certainly wasn't perfect. I had a lot of issues that I had with it, but maybe it would have been worse still. So if they had gone in a different direction, it still feels like, as I was saying before, the reason why they found themselves in that situation in the first place was because they did not plan very well around what the ending was going to be, and they maybe changed their minds multiple times, and they didn't have a clear vision. So really, you just have to get that stuff right from the beginning, and then it makes everything else so much easier rather than having to redo and start over a bunch of things from scratch. So that's the reason why I at least expected things to go that way. Okay, let's see. The benefit of your animal familiar gets stronger. We get more move speed and dodge chance from Golly, and we already have extra dodge chance from Wispy Wilds. So, and we have a Hermes boon showing up in a few rooms that could potentially give us even more dodge chance based on the number of Arcana cards that we have. Or not Arcana cards, boons that we have. So that's kind of interesting. But this is actually more pure dodge chance. So that's kind of tempting as well. One way or another. Or this isn't going to give us dodge. Let's do this, I guess. We've done it many times before, but still.
Am I...
Relax a little, please.
Okay. So yeah, it's already 6%, 16%, 26% dodge chance. And has the potential to get higher still. Now back to the enemies, and this is why I wanted that Hestia boon. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Look at that. That's insane. Oh, I missed. Okay, it's better against high quantities of weak enemies, because then the chain reaction alone is going to be enough to take those enemies out, and so, as we saw in that previous encounter, you basically just immediately destroy every enemy in the entire room. Yeah, we have not yet seen any Hex stuff from Selene, so we're a little behind schedule on that, and therefore I don't know that this is going to end up being a high priority for us, but we'll make do. Oh, I was going to say, where's the last enemy? What about... Sure. We're definitely still way behind schedule when it comes to forming bonds with other characters, and so that's something that I realistically don't think we're gonna be able to max out with many other people, and it just so happens that the one or two other people who we've been trying to do that with, we have some other barriers that we've not been able to overcome, namely with Odysseus. We did do it with Dora, but we've been trying to do it with Odysseus, and that has really been quite a struggle, so maybe we picked the wrong guy. But I guess we'll do this now, because we can.
All creatures need you, sister, not just gods. From the solitary wolf that howls in the night, to the sailor crossing waters you alone illuminate. You truly are an inspiration.
I sometimes think Olympus takes my constancy for granted, or I receive many offerings from mortals, but not gods. While it should make no difference to me, nonetheless it does, little star. Thank you for the gesture.
Okay, now for the actual upgrade here.
Let us together shine this night, O moon.
This matter with the Titan Kronos was one of the greatest ordeals that the Silver Sisters ever faced. Yet through it all, you have remained steadfast. I know that more is always to be done, but you have earned at least a new moon's rest.
Oh.
Look forth.
Oh. Oh, this is the Hestia one. Okay, yeah. I'm a big fan of this Hex in general, and with the duo in particular, it is incredible. Yeah.
My greatest strength is yours.
For sure. Anything else in this room, or are we moving on? I think we're moving on, and also just, you know, because we can. Yeah, the range on the cast as well, and the chaining special, just means we have crazy area of effect. Okay, now here's the random Hermes boon.
In the name of Hades.
Oh, and it's epic rarity. We don't even need the calling card. It's already incredibly good. This with Travel Deal is just such an incredible combo. And dash more frequently, I mean, yeah, it's not a huge deal for us. Or Tall Order, we very well may find ourselves hitting 8 Earth boon, or rather 8 air boons by the time the run is through, but we're not there yet, so definitely going here for now.
Greater strength.
And that means we are probably getting very close to the final, or the penultimate room, so the shop in that penultimate room, and we no longer have as many concerns about being able to afford things there, which is very useful. benefit from the travel deal as much as possible. Insane. Absolutely insane. I just wish I think, have seen this Hestia boon do a lot of work in the underworld, in the second floor Oceanus, where you sometimes have the huge number of fish that rush you down, and they're weak enough that they can get one shot by this, and they're so numerous that that's probably the most extreme example of setting off chain reactions. But here is that aforementioned penultimate room with a shop in it, so it is just in time that Hermes boon proccing for us.
Driftwood.
Let's do this.
It'll be all right.
Let's be a fast one. Theoretically, I almost messed that one up. There we go.
Be at peace.
That gives us an extra air boon, so we're already up at 7, and now we have a 14% dodge chance from that. Okay, so whatever we buy here, we're going to get an extra copy of. So even though I'd probably prefer to start with this to potentially upgrade some of the stuff we already have, because some of the stuff we already have is really good, don't want to duplicate you, I want to duplicate you instead.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay, we can get the magic restoration boon. We were eyeing that before, or this is basically boss damage. Charge special launches a fireball that uses more magic but does a ton of extra damage, which with you is even stronger. I mean, all of these are good. All of these are good. I don't know what the best choice is, because, well, we haven't really been using magic, so I guess this is not that meaningful. If we take this, then maybe next time that becomes more meaningful. I think single target damage is the thing that, if anything, we're a little bit lacking on, so I'm a little tempted to go this route. Might actually go, yeah, we're gonna go for that. Okay, then we get Hephaestus here, and we can still afford you. It does mean we're gonna be broke for the mini shop, more or less broke for the mini shop after Eris, but I think that's okay. I'd rather prioritize this. Oh, that's an interesting idea. This is more in the way of pure damage. It does come with a cooldown. I don't know how that works with the chaining hammer upgrade that we picked up on the special. Does that mean that we can get every enemy hit by that chain all at once with the hammer? And then if we immediately follow up with another special, then it's on cooldown? Or is it only the very first enemy from a single special that gets hit with the hammer, and any chaining enemy does not get hit by it, in which case suddenly the chain part is not as meaningful? Or we can do this, which is something. It's not incredible. This, if it were a higher rarity, would be a little bit interesting, just because we do now have extra damage based on our armor, so getting even more armor every room is starting to become more meaningful. This does also get rid of an air boon, which I don't love. So I think I'm going to go with this. It's the straightforward option. There's just 31 extra life, and that number could get higher still as time goes on. I think I will still take this. And it's security systems. That sounds like an Hephaestus upgrade. It just increases the amount of armor we get at the beginning. This probably is our best source of single target damage, or one of them at least. Okay, so obviously can't afford that. Let's head on in.
Like magic. Not seen you here in a while, babe. And what happened to Typhon anyway? There's been no sign of him at all.
Him and Kronos, for that matter.
Typhon had to leave reality as we know it. Though, sorry, Eris. I suppose you didn't even have a chance to introduce yourself to him, did you?
No, I didn't. Though if he's so easy to get rid of, maybe it's for the best. So what are you going to Olympus for anyway? It better not be some sort of feast, because I wasn't invited.
Something tells me that's not a coincidence.
Here it comes.
Go. Oh, back over here. Okay. Oh, I also forgot about the Hex, which I will not use right now. I will wait on it. Oh, we also don't have the Duo yet. Technically, it is Duo eligible. But I forgot that we need to get some more Slingy upgrades before that is actually a thing. Ooh, I missed. Oh, as long as you stay there, that's okay. Oh, did I time that perfectly? What? No! She didn't have the shield anymore! What the heck? That should have hit her. Okay. Either way, she's dead. But I thought we timed that absolutely perfectly. It looked like we did.
You started it.
Alright. We'll take our golden apple and our gemstones. Great if there was a golden urn in here or in the next room, just so we at least have the option of maybe getting something from this mini shop, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Polly.
Or even if we got one, it still might not be enough. Just check in real quick. Not seeing one though, so okay. We have done the Narcissus Keepsake, so that is a thing of the past. Now I think we're probably looking at the calling card. We had pretty good luck with boon rarity on that floor. Didn't really need it, fortunately. So there wasn't that much of a compromise after all. Yeah, can't even afford this stuff even if we wanted. Wow, that's inexpensive. I think because it gets delivered in 8 encounters, it takes so long for it to show up. I mean, obviously both of those things would be nice, but we don't have enough. Hopefully going forward, now that we do have the extra gold earning potential, we will, wherever that Hermes boon is, we will be able to make more of a point of purchasing everything from every shop, but only had that for a little while, so it hasn't really had time to pay its dividends yet. Okay, I think we do want Selene here, especially if the alternative is just magic, because if we can get the Duo Hex actually upgraded, that'd be great. Not sure we want to go much beyond that, just because we have a lot of other synergies that we probably prefer to focus on. And I think just getting the Hex to the point where it can do the Duo stuff, that alone is going to make it plenty strong. These guys might be the closest that we have to enemies that are chain killable. A lot of them. Okay. Got this. Could have used that, but didn't really need it. Let me take you.
The possibilities.
1, 2, 3, 4. Darn it. Need a tiny bit more before we can get to you. What do we get along the way? Starts charged up. That is nice. More damage after using it. Starts even more charged up. That's really nice. Creates smaller blasts. And then the next one is the Duo. Getting just a little more from Selene would be great. This is honestly kind of tough here. We have a lot of synergizing effects from our boons, so especially with the Jeweled Palm and Calling Card, I feel like you could make the case that this actually has more potential than the hammer does. If it were Zeus, I think we absolutely would do it, no question. Since it's Hephaestus, I'm a little more on the fence. He can't give us air boons, so we don't have the infusion synergistic potential. And, well, we do have some armor synergies, though. And those have added up enough that is actually pretty meaningful. And here, if it gives us another special hammer upgrade, then this could become very good. But if it's anything other than that, I don't know that it's that useful. I guess I'm still, just because it's rarer more than anything. I think it's reasonably likely. I'm sure I pressed the thing to land there, but I think it's more likely that we will find ourselves in in a Hephaestus area. But there's no other enemy. I can't attack you because you can't take damage. You leave me no choice but to just hide. Okay, fortunately, was not that bad of an encounter. Okay, so really want special stuff here. Special is faster. Charge attack, don't care about that stuff. It's definitely you.
Such secrets in this stuff.
Okay. then or gold. We're still pretty low on gold, and we do get extra gold from Quick Buck, and we have Travel Deal as well, so I think this is definitely the right choice.
Zeus, take you.
Zeus took you. You're armored. Not realize first. Oh, there are the chain reactions we're looking for. Okay, very nice.
Look at what I found.
I see you too, but thank you, Selene. Okay, so now we can get even more. Oh, we can get even more gold there. Mini boss Hestia is the alternative. How are we doing when it comes to Hestia synergy potential? I feel like not great is the answer. We might have enough gold now, though, that we feel okay. Although, then again, given how, especially on the surface, with all the mini shops where you can potentially expedite the deliveries, I think it's actually not that crazy to go with a whole bunch of gold here. I think we might take this instead. I just landed straight in the middle of that and didn't even hit either of these guys, so that was not a great way to do that. Hey, buddy. Kiss me. You, because yeah, that's 167 gold from that. That's a lot. Ooh, and speaking of even more gold, another mini shop. So now, with the gold we picked up and potentially the gold here, in fact, we're definitely going to go there because the alternative is magic, which is not very interesting. We almost certainly want both of these things, and we will expedite one of them to get another thing to show up here. That's only going to show up in 2 encounters. That is very convenient. So the... Hold on.
Looking forward to this.
Doesn't cost much to expedite it, so I think we'll just do that.
Premium service.
Shows up immediately, and then that means... Okay. I think we're going to pass on you. Honestly, you could make the case for this. Just because it does functionally mean extra damage as well. It's not a huge amount, though, so I think maybe we'll just save the money. Because it could be an important amount for later shops. Okay. Magic Restoration. We saw this before, and also weak. Inflicts weak, which is nice. Weak afflicted foes take more damage. What do we even have that is doing that now? Oh. Oh. That's decent for applying weak already. This is not that bad. Although this is air, and I do really like the air boons. Usually I'm a huge fan of Secret Crush if we're using an attack boon, but we are really not right now. So I think it might still be you. Honestly, I don't even know if that we need to rarefy this at all. I think we might save them for future uses. We've had really good luck with boons that just drop with high rarity. So, not urgent to upgrade that one, and I think we'll do this to stock up on even more gold still. That was pretty nasty. I did not like that. I thought that the projectiles that were circling around him at the beginning were potentially going to damage us, and I was going to say that feels a little cheap. And that distracted me a bit from how... No, he had another round of projectiles that were going to hit me. This guy, pretty nasty as well. Ooh, it's going to be... And yep, Athena situation it is. Oh, that guy... Oh, do you see that armored guy over here? He lived the first barrage. Yeah, wait, that said 140. It said 167 in one of the previous rooms. We must have broken an urn or something like that, because I remember seeing that out of the corner of my eye, and I called it out. But I was doing the mental math. I was like, 100 times 1.4 is not 167. Sure, we'll gift to you. Technically speaking, we did kind of need to speak to Athena, I think, for the sake of progressing Arachne's subplot line, but not entirely sure if it was up to Athena or if just going to Arachne alone would be sufficient.
At this rate, we might someday have ourselves a feast to rival one arranged by Dionysus himself. Then let us fight with all our might to bring about such an enticing possibility.
Here's to a future where you've time enough for feasting, not just military strategy. Though I'd not want to see you battle Dionysus, even when it comes to organizing feasts.
Something about that line, when Malinois has a higher, more kid-like voice, just makes it that much more hilarious. Okay, now for the actual conversation.
We have achieved a monumental victory, cousin. Although the annihilation of one's enemies can be a serviceable outcome in war, surrender often is preferred. I trust the others have expressed their gratitude.
Yeah, and I guess shouldn't come as much of a surprise that Athena is not really concerned about Arachne right now. She has more important things on her mind. And also, I think we've mentioned this before, but Athena, technically there are kind of sort of multiple gods and goddesses in Greek mythology who are affiliated with war. And so, obviously, there's Ares, who is usually called the god of war, but Athena is also sort of the goddess of war. Maybe the aspect of war specifically that they focus on is a little bit different. Like, Ares is probably more battle and fighting people directly, whereas Athena is maybe more the strategy behind war, the big picture. What with her being the goddess of wisdom, there is some overlap there, of course.
Yes, of course. And congratulations to you all, Lady Athena. My only regret is that this siege cannot immediately cease, given what's left to be done.
Abandon that regret, for the rabble that still plagues Olympus is nothing. As for Prometheus, though I am skeptical about his role in this new strategy, I have persuaded Father to go along with it for now.
What exactly do you mean by that? I'm not sure.
Now choose.
Okay, so we can rarefy what we see here, but let's see. After we take damage, we become impervious for 2 seconds. Combine that with our dodge chance, that's pretty decent, and that makes us extremely good defensively. Gain a Death Defiance that replenishes each location, but it primes a bunch of magic. We already have all of our Death Defiances. We aren't really using magic, so it's not the worst thing in the world to do that, to be honest with you. And if we rarefy it, then probably reduces the amount of magic that gets primed. In this one, if we rarefy, improves the recharge time. Whereas here, dash, damages, and deflects, which is, I think I've said it before, but in Hades 1, where Athena is a more standard boon-giving god or goddess, she can show up in basically any room. This is, many would argue, the best boon in the entire game. So, I don't know that it's quite at that level in Hades 2, but all of these are pretty good. This kind of intrigues me, though, especially if we do rarefy it. I kind of want to do this.
You got it.
Wait, what? Oh, I was like, why did I hear a man's voice? That's not Athena. I expected that to be Athena. No, it was Zagreus. The text was red. That, combined with it being a man's voice, made me think that that was Ares. And I was like, what does Ares have to do with this? Is that a bug? No, okay. 7 seconds before us being able to become impervious. That's pretty darn good. That's very quick.
Very well.
Okay, so that's very nice.
Beware out there.
And then we can go either max life or we can go mini boss for Zeus. And I think we definitely want that because we have a ton of air boons, which means even more potential with those to load up on additional dodge chance. And Zeus is our primary source of damage right now, mostly with the special. And the cat. Yeah, no, all of our damaging boons are outside of the stuff from Hestia when we kill an enemy. It's basically all coming from Zeus. Which mini-boss is it? It's you. Did we take extra damage against armor on our special? Is that a thing that we got? Or did we end up taking something else instead? Because I thought oh, also. Armorless yet? Now you are. Please stop that. Time to dance. We might be able to do this with our special as well, since we got the hammer upgrade that makes our special faster, but that's okay. One way or another, job's done. And, you know, we're in a gifting mood today.
Benevolent Lord Uncle Zeus, I have for you another offering, as meager as it is. May you soon have occasion to enjoy it peaceably.
I'm often showered in such offerings, you know. However, coming from one such as you, it means a lot more to me than the rest. My other children stand to learn from you.
Thanks, Zeus. We're his favorite, confirmed.
Hear me, on my authority.
Okay, let's see. So... strikes emit chain lightning that can bounce up to 4 times. And that improves the lightning damage if we rarefy. Never use magic, random foes struck by lightning. Oh, this is the one we want, for sure. And we're going to rarefy this? No question. Yeah.
Lightning from on
Because that's
high.
just a huge synergy when you have a ton of damage already coming from Zeus booms. And bigger bursts of damage rather than little pokes and prods.
Let me help you.
Oh, this is going to be lightning fast. I feel like this is the most I've ever seen on this. There we go.
Well done.
Thank you, Selene. Okay, and even more gold rooms. We've been seeing a whole lot of these, and it does work well for us.
There they are.
Oh, you had armor. Keyword being had. This room might have been a little nasty. There were a lot of enemies who respawned in here, but we made pretty quick work of them. Ooh, okay. Definitely gonna go Aphrodite, I think. Between, you know, our life is in a good place for this floor right now. It could be higher, but this is still pretty solid. I think mostly because, although we haven't picked up that many extra max life upgrades, we might have bought one from a mini shop. We did pick up a Hephaestus. Yeah, this one, this boon. It's giving us a little bit of extra life there. And then we also have the armor, which kind of means collectively we are above where we would usually be at this point. But definitely, more boons is better. Please don't block that. Ooh, I was looking for that to be off cooldown. Yeah. And just do this. Pretty much. This is also a pretty nasty room. But fortunately, we definitely have the tools to deal with it. Even if this guy is incredibly annoying.
She's back.
She is back indeed, and is she one of the only people we haven't gifted yet today? You know what that means.
I know so little still of matters of the heart. There's surely so much I could learn from you, Lady Aphrodite. I'm honored to have met.
Oh, sweetness, the honor is all mine. For matters of the heart, the key is openness. So you're well on your way towards the understanding you desire.
Alright, then this...
Olympus, I accept this message.
Let's see. The damage is humongous, which especially when you factor in that it is also getting multiplied by this, is extremely tempting. I'm not going to lie to you. However, given that... I mean, this is a percentage number, whereas this is a flat number. Given that we have you... Obviously, it's not proccing every time, but you can basically multiply this damage by 1.35, whereas you cannot do that for the Aphrodite boon. So it's fairly close. I think maybe instead we'll... Oh, we can do this. Basically have the Aphrodite equivalent of this. Or I was going to say this, which would also give us a lot of damage, especially if we rarefy, and we still can do that. But this is an air boon, so I think we will go this route. And do we need to rarefy? I mean, probably not. We should be fine defensively. So maybe we save the rarefication for even more offensive stuff, like if we see this in the future. So I'm going to settle for just rare there.
Something of use.
An olive branch.
That gives us the equivalent of an earth boon. We, with all those money rooms, are sitting on almost 900 gold. So we definitely can afford any and everything here. And probably from the mini shop afterward as well, and that is significant with travel deal. This doesn't hurt.
Some coins.
Okay, so definitely still going to do this so that we get an extra boon. And Zeus, #1 priority.
You witches like to use your feminine wiles to get your way? Well, now is the time to use every means at our disposal. Why, even Aphrodite has taken up the cause, not to mention the spear.
Definitely a duo boon, it sounds like.
Oh, I'm no novice with the spear, Lord Zeus. For there are those against whom not even my feminine wiles prove as effective as a sharp and pointy bit of metal tends to be. I think our underworld kin can probably relate.
And I was talking earlier about how, yes, Ares is usually the god who is most highly associated with war, although Athena is definitely on that list as well. I think even people like Aphrodite, in some ways, are associated with being the goddess of war as well. I mean, much less so in her case, but they're, again, maybe very little aspects, little niches of war that she is sort of in charge of. Oh, wow. Didn't expect... Oh my goodness. Legendary, Infusion, and Duo. The 3 rarest possible options. Which one do we pick? The Legendary gives us a 25% chance of instantly destroying enemies. Honestly, strange as it sounds, we're pretty close to that already. You could make the case that doesn't make that much of a difference. It is the only thing here that counts as an air boon, which could be a decent tiebreaker, though. Air quality, the Infusion, makes us do a minimum of 50 damage per hit. I don't know that that matters that much. So I think most of our stuff is already doing more than that, and by more than that, I mean way more than that. So I think we're probably fine in that regard. Yeah, I think we definitely are. So not air quality. Then the Duo, apparently we have had this one before. What is it? Rushing into foes with Blitz immediately activates the effect and makes it stronger? Okay, we're taking that. No question, we're taking Romantic Spark, because that means we throw out, usually the special, maybe occasionally, an attack, and then dodge in and around that enemy, and it makes the damage proc more quickly, and turns into a huge damage multiplier. Say no more. And then Aphrodite again. Oh, maybe we should have taken one of the Zeus-specific ones and then see if Aphrodite would then, from her perspective, give us that Duo boon that we just took.
In the name of Hades.
Let's see what she offers here. Deal more damage when we have more life, 80% or more. When we have armor, that should be the case most of the time. I'm generally not a huge fan of this one, because I just think the number is not big enough to be that exciting. It is always 11% at a minimum. It's 22% right now when we are at 80% life. So it's not bad. It is the only... Oh, it's one of 2 air boons here. This one, not really that impactful when attack is definitely the category that we're least interested in. And we aren't using that much magic, so I don't know that that matters that much. And it is a water boon. So I think we'll take this. And again, I'm gonna, I think, save the rarifications, because we can use them on the next floor as long as we don't brick the Fate's Whim. And there aren't going to be as many opportunities to put it to use there, but I think we can probably still do better than this. I mean, we could rarify it once, but, I mean, as I said, the number just doesn't go up very much. And then at this point, Wispy Wiles gets us at 22% dodge chance, plus the Circe giving us 10, so that's 32. And then you, that's 38% dodge chance. Plus, we have the Athena boon that is making it so... Where are you? I thought it was epic, or rather heroic. Oh no, it's down here. I was like, I'm looking for a red outline. I'm not seeing it. 7-second recharge time for us becoming... Well, we have to take damage once for us to then be impervious for 2 seconds. And then that comes back after 7 seconds. So it is very unlikely between this and all the dodge chance for us to get hit twice in quick succession. And then security system, that I think we saw get upgraded before. It's the one that gives us armor at the very beginning of the encounter. Not great, to be honest with you. probably one of the worst ones we could have seen get upgraded, but it does give us more damage at the very beginning. So we'll see how quickly we can delete Prometheus here.
I knew it.
Of course you did.
Well, agent of change. The monster Typhon is eliminated and my master certainly is not himself. Or rather, now he is. Many have said they knew you could do it, but only I truly did. Yet you know as well as I that we're not finished.
Does feel a bit like revisionist history. You know, it's easy for you to say that now, but he is the Titan of Foresight, so okay, we'll give it to him.
Kronos has surrendered, but here you still are, giving his remnant legions their orders. Decided to take matters into your own thieving hands, then?
That comment just does not sound nearly as tough as Monoi would like it to sound when she has a little chipmunk voice.
That I decided long ago, when I gave myself to your Lord Uncle's chains. And I still oppose you, yes. For what you seek beyond, you shall find only through the flames of battle.
Alright. Have it your way. Also, please go away, Eagle. No! Ooh, I almost dodged into that. Also, we do technically want to use the, we want to use the Hex as quickly as possible, so we can get bonus damage after we do it. But, want to wait for this. Okay, middle, top, middle. There we are.
You saw it all.
Hello. I did see it all. No! Don't do that! He saw that coming, I suppose. Which maybe should be expected. Please stop running away as I'm trying to hit you with that. Also, if you allow me to dodge through you, so... Oh, okay. Just so I can get extra damage on that, that'd be wonderful. Oh, yeah, I am forcibly trying to, run into him a lot more than I would usually. Can these guys still be here during this phase? Okay, top, middle, top, middle, top. Just alternate between these. That works. Okay, please stand still. Oh, something hit me. The eagle did. Oh, and that was just lucky on my part. That wasn't it as well. Okay, he's down. We did lose armor that we probably shouldn't have lost, but
To what I have withstood before, this was nothing at all.
little sloppy defensively, but offensively, no issues there.
Saw that coming.
Hey, steal his line. I don't think there are any other golden urns in here. Let's carry on. Oh, okay, right. So we're gonna see Kronos here. If we have the chance to gift to him, we do not. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. We might have to wait a really long time before that becomes possible. Don't know how long this conversation is going to be, but we did see him show up here after the original true ending. So this is not really a surprise. And he gave us a little bit of a conversation then. And then afterward, on subsequent runs, he made a very brief cameo appearance where oftentimes he just wave and say hi and then immediately disappear. So I think it's going to be more than that this time. But exactly how much more and as for whether it's changed at all, that remains to be seen. Let's switch off this and maybe... I have questioned how well this combines with the knuckle bones. We can do it, which means Typhon is basically in a phase immediately. I mean, maybe we'll still do it. I do think we get overkill damage in the process, because Typhon basically becomes immune to damage once he hits 25% life. He goes away and summons adds. So, or at least I suspect it's 25%. So, it's probably not ideal, but might still do it anyway. And we don't want to break Fate Swim at this point, so for that reason it may make sense as well. Otherwise, this, for some reason, does not break Fate Swim, and we would kind of like to see at least one more Selene showing. But I think we'll make do. Actually, can we see this already? No, we can't access it yet. We already did this, though. We have to do this first? Darn. Okay, we'll do Knucklebones.
Excellent.
Then we'll do this. Oh, we have to talk to you first. Okay, that's why. That's like, the order didn't seem quite right. But yeah, that could, if I'd seen if there was going to be a Selene option here, that might have affected my decision. But anyways, Kronos.
Ah, there you are, my girl. As you have faithfully retraced your path, now I, in turn, may shift you to a different sort of time in which a remnant of the monstrous Typhon yet looms large over this very place. Ready?
Technically no. I would like to go to that mini-shop first.
No, not yet. What shall happen if I prevail, let alone fail? Are you certain any of this shall even work?
Yeah, also, never mind the fact that, well, this whole idea is kind of silly, because, yes, it sort of takes away from the whole, hey, we defeated Typhon for real and Kronos for real in one timeline. If we have to do it in other ones, then it feels less meaningful. The key, climactic ending feels less meaningful. Also, there's the whole infinity is infinity, and, if there are an infinite number of alternate timelines, then it's a Sisyphean task to attempt to prune all of those timelines. So why are we even bothering? In a way, I mean, yes, obviously, ultimately, it is all just a means, because it's a video game, to make it so that the player has reason to continue playing the game after you've reached the true ending. So I don't really know if there's a way you can find a creative solution to that predicament, but it's not perfect. I don't know if it can be perfect, but this is definitely not perfect.
Well, I am relatively certain, yes. The visions I can conjure up of Asphodel, the principle of this is much the same, and you have likewise demonstrated aptitude at breaking free of temporal restraints.
And, of course, this is very similar to what we saw in the after the original true ending. Might not even be changed at all yet.
So I'm to launch toward the summit, where I'll find Typhon's forces from another time awaiting me. I'll deal with him as I once did, and you shall do the rest.
If all proceeds as planned, then yes. I shall create a shift as you depart. Seek that monster and do battle, so that we may yet eliminate even the possibility of him.
Yeah, but mathematically speaking, that doesn't make sense, because of infinity being infinity, but that's okay. We'll put that aside.
Alright then, off I go.
Alright, but... were we always this small? It feels like we've gotten even smaller still. Or is Kronos just that tall? Because this is crazy. This is like us being the size of baby Malinue in that little dream vision in the true ending. Maybe even smaller still. Wow, we are tiny. Oh, okay, so this is good. In fact, we will probably buy this and then expedite it. It's going to cost a lot to expedite because it would take 8 encounters for it to show up, but we're going to do it. Something will replace it, and might be interested in buying that, but more importantly is just that this guarantees we can at least get up to the duo, and we can do it one more time against Typhon, and then unlikely we'll find ourselves getting all the way to either of these. There's a chance we'll find a Super Selene upgrade from one of the mini-bosses. Maybe we can get to one of these guys. Not sure either of them makes a huge difference, though. Larger area, more powered, probably lean toward more power. That's not very useful, though. This is definitely more meaningful if we can. How many more would we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be possible, actually. So you know what? I will go this way.
Hestia shall be notified at once.
Not gonna lie, at first I was like, wait, what? Why Hestia? That's because it's her duo boon. That's why. Okay, we will still take this. And then I don't think we'll expedite you, because we can't get an extra copy of anything from this mini-shop. And we spent a lot there. We obviously have a super shop at the end of this next floor, so still a lot of spending potential, and any gold we can save now probably would go a long way. Might even see another mini-shop mid-floor. I see what you did there.
I'm back. Golly, fetch. Well done.
Well done. Okay. Any other golden urns? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, we did lose a fair bit of armor in that previous boss fight, which was definitely avoidable. I lost a little bit of composure, I suppose. I got a little distracted, just trying to take him down as quickly as possible. It was fun. Dead? He is. You aren't. Just weren't. Oh, running away from me. Can you stop that? There we go. Oh, that was quick. Oh, that was from one of the previous floors. Oh, okay. I did not even remember that we had this waiting in the queue. So that gets us closer. I think we will still, rather than take a detour for you, I just don't know that it's going to make that big of a difference. Let's just make it so we are as close as possible to this, because that would be meaningful. So if we get the amount of points you get from Selene boons does vary in some cases from one source to the next. At least in the underworld and Fields of Morning, you sometimes get the mini Selene boons, and those only give you 1 point. These apparently give us 3, but I think from the mini bosses on this floor, they might come in increments of 5, in which case it doesn't really matter. We'll have enough to get here anyway, but just in case. We'll get extra power, extra damage after using the hex, extra damage after using the hex. That works.
Such terrifying might.
Okay. This is just basic room here. Oh, that was so silly. I ran straight into that enemy. Brain.exe was not working on that occasion. It's otherwise a very easy room.
Some plankton.
Okay. So now this is what I mean. If we go here, just double check the list of things that are going to arrive eventually. Mystery boon. So that's obviously not going to give us Selene. So we could get that next big upgrade for Selene, or we get super palms, which this would have to be. Either of these would be our preferred recipient. We do have a lot of boons, so it's a somewhat low chance that it lands on one of those, and might be enough things that would theoretically be a brick. I mean, if it lands on this, that's still quite good. This, at least against Typhon, is meaningful. Other things, probably less so. So I think we will still go for this, to be honest. I think that is the way to go. Let's see which one it is. It's these guys. I think that might be better for our build. Especially if it summons, yeah, these guys, because we can chain our stuff more easily from one enemy to the next when there are more enemies in here. I think that helps us. As long as I don't get caught in the corner. I'd like for these guys to be close enough that I can chain to the more meaningful enemies, though. That would be helpful. Yeah, should probably do this as well. Yeah, because that makes a pretty big difference. Turns out that makes a pretty big difference. Where'd he go? He's dead. Very nice. Okay, and now that hex is about to get even stronger. So is this 3, or I think this might even be 5? It is 5. Okay, so that means, yes, we can get more damage, and we can get it to fire another blast after 2 seconds, which is good against Typhon, because he's pretty stagnant, unless he goes immune, because he phases. What I don't know is, since this functionally adds 2 more seconds of duration, does that actually increase the value of the Scorch? If so, that's incredible. It might go away after the first blast, though. Either way, we're absolutely taking this. Then 3 points means we could get this if we wanted to. I don't know that that's going to be that impactful against Typhon for the same reason I was saying before. He kind of just stands still. Though we could get here. Might be a little more meaningful. Extra damage, larger area of effect. Or if we go 1, 2, 3, then suddenly if we find a source of 3 Selene upgrades we can get here. Although honestly, I don't even think this matters at all. This just doesn't really... I mean, technically, we do have some damage based on our armor from a Hephaestus boon. So I guess from that standpoint, it does something. But I think we're just going to go 1, 2, and 3. there's anything else over here. Let's move on.
Closer to the top.
Getting closer to the top. Ooh. Not a lot of room to maneuver there. For the enemies either, though. Definitely don't have what it takes to get that.
Come on, monsters.
Whoop. What the? Oh. There's the camera angle changing that threw me off there. It's like, I'm on the other side of this arena. Why are you forcing me to... I thought you were going to teleport me over there.
Struck down.
Okay. They're all down. Nothing there. Okay. So now, mini-boss here, and we are definitely... I'm just checking that corner now. Definitely going Zeus rather than Hephaestus. I think that is preferable. Yes, we kind of already have most of the big Zeus boons, but still, we could get his legendary to show up again. That'd be kind of nice. And just being an air boon. That alone makes it impactful. Okay, I think this is probably who we would prefer to see. Whoa, that was sloppy on my part. Where'd you go? Oh, it's also a fishing spot. What? I absolutely dodged through that. I take issue with that. Oh, also, I should probably take this opportunity to do that. In fact, I should have done it earlier. There we go. Did end up flowing through the rest of our armor, unfortunately. We do still get some at the beginning of the encounter. A lot at the beginning of encounters, so... Not completely lost, but...
Go for it, Golly.
Nab this. Take the fish. Hold on.
Here, little fish.
Ooh, quick one.
That's a bite. This is a chimerid.
I think that's one of the rarer ones, so that's nice. Now, high rarity Zeus. Maybe we first go for the random boon, which turns into Hestia, which also counts as high rarity. Is it because it happened to load in on this room? In which case, I never thought of that before, but if you could somehow deliberately time delayed boon deliveries that way, it would be more impactful, because we do get a bunch of high rarity stuff here. Our attack boon is not very high priority. It's also a little bit weaker than our other stuff. So there is something to be said for... Oh, wait, no, this is magic restoration. Nah, we're fine. Getting extra damage on attacks and specials based on how many fire boons we have. It's not as much as our air boons, not nearly as much. That's incredible to have 11. But still pretty good. And, well, I think it actually, interestingly enough, it doesn't work that well with this specific type of special boon, because this is a flat added number rather than a percentage increase. So this gives us, what, 12 extra damage? So if we had, for example, the Aphrodite special that we saw earlier that we turned down that was going to give us something like almost 300% bonus damage, this would get multiplied by that, making Slow Cooker plus the Aphrodite special a much better combo. Whereas I don't think that this is further improving Slow Cooker at all. This is, so it is still useful in that way, where we get the Charge special launching a fireball that gives us a burst of damage, a pretty sizable burst of damage, but uses more magic. We also can still rarefy, which I forgot that we were holding on to a few more charges of that, so we could make this the heroic rarity, or we take, honestly, I might still take Slow Cooker. Because it always applies, which is nice. Unlike this, which does need to be the charge special.
I grow strong.
Then we go here, so it's about to be 12 air boons, in all likelihood at least. Unless this turns into a duo or something like that. Or his legendary, but that is also an air boon. So we might have gotten so many Zeus boons that it was actually kind of required for this to show up. Or we get revenge boon, or we get... whenever we use magic. No, I think shocking loss, we've long wondered whenever we take this if it is possible to one-shot bosses, and I don't think it is. So, technically, it's not that useful for that reason. You know, I think Divine Vengeance might actually be the best option for that reason. We're probably going to get hit by Typhon a few times. I don't really want to rarefy it, even though we can. We have the mini shop, or the super shop, rather. And we have, ooh, not as much gold as I'd like to have for that shop. We should have at least one opportunity to rarefy there, though, so I'm going to take this, not rarefy, and maintain all of our rarefication options for the next area. We're, yep, up to 12 air boons. Let's see what we end up with when everything is said and done here.
Almost to the top.
Hello, hello. Ooh, that's helpful. Actually, could be significant. One moment. Hey, Hermes, don't mind me as I just see if there's more golden urns for us to break.
Now, wait. Is Typhon gone, or isn't he? Because there's been no sign of him, but now Gramps has these little time pockets, and once we go in, it's like Typhon never left.
Yeah, and so this is also another little quirk, and by quirk, I mean bad thing, about doing the alternate timeline approach that we were sort of talking about last time with the climax of the new true ending, where technically the Hermes that we see here is the Hermes that we know from our original timeline, in which case it's understandable that he would say these sorts of things. You know, I thought that Typhon was gone because he is gone in our usual timeline, but now here he seems to be back, in which case, how did Hermes follow us in here? Or is this the Hermes who originally is from this alternate timeline, in which case he would not know that we have defeated Typhon in a different timeline? So you just get into messy sorts of issues like that, where is this a huge deal? No, but you're gonna run into that kind of stuff a lot, and it starts to add up, where it's like, okay,
That's more or less
not
the way
great.
to understand it, but how are you even here? I didn't realize Grandfather was sending others through. Do you even know how to get back?
Okay, now, I do like a lot that Malunui just raised that same question. So, okay, this shows the attention to detail that I thought was otherwise lacking.
I run fast enough, I can get back. Gramps also left the others with the means to get us out, and we're keeping a close eye on him. I better take a look around.
Okay. Do I believe that explanation? It's a little far-fetched, but it is an explanation nonetheless, so that is better than I expected.
Careful out there.
Okay, so, let's see. Remember, when we buy something, we're going to get an extra copy of something showing up, and the first thing we buy is coming at a discount. How big is that discount? 10%? Yes, this would usually be $4.50. If we buy this, does it mean we're going to get another boon that is also going to be roughly the same price, in which case we probably can't afford it? Or is it going to be a normal boon, in which case we could? Because, yeah, I think we might have to actually do this first, then you to maximize the amount of things that we can afford. Also, I almost accidentally bought that. Okay, so we start with you. Even if technically it means it's a smaller discount initially, I think it still is better. And that is all based on assuming that it's going to give us the next option as the same sort of tier of boon that would usually cost $150 rather than this, which might give us a $4.50 cost boon, or maybe even something that costs a little bit more than that.
In the name of Hades.
So we do this, and we can rarefy. This is potentially our best opportunity to do that still, although we're hoping we can still pick up 2 more boons, so maybe that's actually where we'd like to do it. This I'm tempted to take just because it is an air boon, and out of curiosity, we're now at 24% dodge chance from Wispy Wiles. Yeah, we really don't care about the extra attack damage on that. I think we just take it common. And then, oh no! This turned into a 450 cost one regardless. Okay, well, in that case we should have done this first, but didn't know it was going to work out that way. So, we're going to go with the original one, I get. Oh, no, not this. This. Okay. Air quality, definitely don't need it. Damage from charge moves immediately activates Blitz and makes them stronger. I guess we're going to use it, and we're going to rarefy it. And that means, yeah, we might throw out the occasional charge move here. This is kind of similar. We're also going to need to use charge moves to benefit from it. But this one's a percentage-based boost on what is already a very high number. So I think this benefits us a lot more. And if we rarefy you,
be safe.
It's 78%. And it's another air boon. We unfortunately can't afford that. We could pick you up. We might as well. Gives us extra defenses and actually a little bit of extra damage as well. So what is the final dodge chance? It's 28 here. It's... show up here, no. It's 28 there. Plus... the Cersei one. Here it is. It's a 38... 44% dodge chance. So there might even be another source of dodge that I'm forgetting somewhere. If we had gotten the Hermes boon that gives us dodge chance based on the number of boons that we have total, and we rarefied that up, then we might have been approaching, I mean, probably not 100% dodge chance, but crazy, crazy high. It's already crazy high, which again, especially when combined with this, is just absolutely insane. Not to mention, with this upcoming fight, we're about to have Typhon take 20% damage from this, and also 15% damage from this. I think technically they're going to cap collectively at 25% damage. He's just going to immediately phase, but that's alright. We'll take it. So, pretty insane. Pretty insane. I just wish that this turned out to be a normal rarity and therefore normal cost boon, so we could have gotten even more. But that's alright. This'll do. This should do. Hey, Typhon, how's it going? Good to see you again, buddy. We have a little bit of a surprise for you today. A couple of surprises, really. That. Nope, please stop that. I didn't see that one. Please stop running. Boom.
Come on, Lord Zeus.
Please, just please. And we are already on the Zeus phase. Wonderful.
We'll leave no trace of you behind.
Drop this. Oh, I missed on the opening. Oops. Oh, we should also probably do this. It just phase right. Oh, he's technically immune during this phase. Okay, fair enough. Whoop. Oh, he just barely spawned this time. Darn it. Double now? Yep.
Say we turn up the heat.
I agree. There we go. He's very dead. This is the animation that they messed up with in the true ending against Kronos. Critical mistake. That's alright. That's in the past now. Okay. So... oh, I didn't even see... what was the little label it gave us at the top? Was it something like imperfect health or something like that? We didn't end up taking any damage from it.
Another void lens.
Because both defensively and offensively, that run was pretty busted. Now, we did find that after the original true ending, any runs didn't actually end in us going up to the palace. We basically just, I forget if we respawned back in the crossroads immediately after picking up the crafting resource, or if it was after we walked through this door here. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, I should remember, but are we gonna still end up back in the palace? I kind of doubt it. Let's see. I mean, it obviously could have changed, of course.
To all my family on the mountain, let me pass.
It does seem like we're going through... Oh, no. Never mind. Oh? Wait.
Worked.
I'm confused. We did the whole...
Dawn.
Incantation, whatever you want to call it, to get in here. Then we saw the time travel-y thing, which made me think we weren't actually going to come back here. Are we still tiny? We might be.
Artemis.
So there's a chance that we didn't have this last trip to the palace in the original true ending. I don't remember, but maybe. Oh, I think we did see this with Kronos up here, right? Surely.
With the king and queen.
Surely we saw this.
Now do you see, my son? Although the Typhon with whom you already clashed is gone, there could have been certain circumstances under which he remained. One fewer now, of course.
Yeah, one of infinity, an infinite number. It's, it'll be a little while till we're done with that. I mean, technically, literally, and the other gods and goddesses of Olympus are immortal, asterisk there, at least when not being stabbed by Gygaros. So, I guess we have all the time in the world to try to eliminate every alternate Typhon and Kronos form, but still.
And how many of these circumstances are there, would you say, Father? For we cannot expect Melinoi to battle to our mountaintop for all eternity.
Yeah, that's basically what I was just describing, is we technically do have all of eternity, though I'm not sure that's what Melinoi wanted to sign up for.
Speaking of which, welcome again, my dear. We were just having ourselves a bit of a chat with your grandfather. We've not decided what to do with him as yet, you see.
Oh, hello, granddaughter. I had assured the king and queen that you would be victorious again, for you have been victorious before. Thank you for validating my theories.
I think I recognize at least this line. Probably the other stuff as well we already have seen in the original true ending.
Oh, you're welcome. King Zeus, Queen Hera. I can attest these possibilities of Typhon do appear to exist, having just found one with Grandfather's assistance and eradicated it.
Typhon is closer to a shade of himself now. The possibility of his dominion over Olympus has grown faint, and fainter still with each of your successes. But how many are required, I unfortunately cannot calculate.
Okay, so they're not saying outright, hey, it's an infinite number of Typhons and presumably also Kronoses, Kronai, that you need to defeat, Krones, that you need to defeat. But he's getting weaker with each time you do it. I mean, that doesn't really make sense because he just doesn't exist, period, in our original timeline. So it's not a matter of him being weaker. He's so weak that he's not even there anymore. I guess for Typhon. For Kronos, he exists right here in this form. But then you have the alternate timelines in which both of those two do exist, and presumably in those timelines they are at full power. It is not as if deleting Kronos and Typhon in one timeline makes the remaining Kronos and Typhons in those other timelines any weaker, so the logic just doesn't really hold up. But, I mean, as I said, that's kind of what happens when you start messing around with alternate timeline stuff like that. It just very quickly devolves.
And why not? Perhaps if we persuaded you sufficiently, Titan, you'd be inclined to answer in a more straightforward way.
I have but recently learned of these possibilities myself. Time is flowing freely forth for the most part. My granddaughter merely can ensure that there are no obstructions of concern. At her convenience, of course.
Okay, so this is not the first time we've heard the time flowing freely forth phrase. However, I forget who, it was not Kronos who said it, and I don't think it was Melinoi either. It was someone else who wouldn't really have expected to have been the first person to say it, and I imagine probably was not really intended to be the first person who said it, and in the original true ending, that probably was very clearly not the case, but what with some things getting rewritten in the new true ending, that probably Kronos / Melinoi introducing that concept ended up getting delayed. May not have been intentional, but it ended up happening. So there have been a few people either alluding to it or almost saying the same thing, and we've heard it before from the original true ending, so it's like, okay, we know what you're getting at here, but technically, if you were starting from scratch, and the new true ending was the only thing that you knew about, then that would kind of be a messed up sequence, in a way.
And I would see to that, however long it takes. By your leave, of course, O King and Queen. I ask that you permit Grandfather to carry on. Thus far, he's been true to his word.
It'd be technically kind of putting the cart before the horse.
We do have something suitable for you in mind, Father, but due to matters of security, our palace henceforth is to be sealed off. Melenoi, perhaps when your mother resumes her yearly travels here, you may come visit again.
Oh, okay. I don't remember if Zeus said this before, or if when he did, I just didn't really make anything of it. But this technically is an explanation for why we will not visit the palace after future successful runs, which is still disappointing, because it's cool to get up here. Even if there weren't any conversations to be had with the various gods and goddesses here, if they just gave us a generic, good job, or well done, and then you teleport back, that alone, I think, would probably be better. Yeah, technically, if every run means you walk through the palace and zone through 2 times just for a quick little congratulations from one or more gods or goddesses on Olympus, it would slow down the pacing a bit. But, I mean, that's kind of okay once you've succeeded on a run. You've already hit the climax of the run. So, I don't know. I guess maybe I'd have to see it and test it out to see if that really would be better, but it just feels like there was so much buildup between Hades 1, all of Hades 1, thinking, oh, hey, it'd be so cool to make it to Olympus, and then it's just not even possible to get anywhere near it. And then Hades 2, you start off only being able to go in the underworld, and only a little bit later on do you even learn that it's possible to go up to the surface, and then obviously you eventually do make it up to Olympus. So there's just so much buildup for it eventually getting to Olympus, and then reaching the palace on Olympus, that to eventually end up taking that away from people, I feel like even if it's just a brief little thing happening in the palace at the end of all future runs, might still be better. Debatable, but might still be better.
Hosts to you, my dear. We never intended for any of this to occur. But we have pledged you our support before, and you shall have it for as long as you require, even if we bicker over it now and again. Goodbye.
Be well.
Okay.
Granddaughter.
Moonlight, guide us.
To where?
We're here. We're at the palace. Where are we being guided to at this point? All right, hold on. Let's see.
Salutations. We did it, Grandmother. You fought so hard for me, for all of us. But it must be difficult to see Kronos again.
I shall not dignify him with so much as a passing glance, Melenoi. The Titan would have reached a different end were it for me to decide, but I'm grateful that the outcome was not worse.
Yeah, it's a good point, Demeter. It would have been very different in a lot of different situations if it were up to a lot of different... Well, technically, if it were up to Melenoi, Kronos would be dead, because we did murder him. But he's here nonetheless. So, you know, we're... it's always gonna come back to that in a way. Because when it's that critical, that fundamental of a thing that you mess up, yeah, you know, that's why I was making a big deal of it last time.
From what I gathered, this may be farewell for a while, at least face to face. I'll still be seeing you most nights, if you'll be able to keep aiding me by boon.
Yes, this is another acknowledgement of we're only really gonna see these people via boons rather than speaking face to face in the palace, because we're not going to be in the palace going forward.
Of course. And there shall come a time again when your mother shall be visiting us half the year. Perhaps then you may come along, once every few seasons at least.
That would be interesting if, after doing a certain number of runs, where there's just a random chance that after completing a surface run, every once in a while it does let you go back up to the palace. And, you know, I don't know what the percentage chance ought to be, or if it's, you know, completing a certain number of runs, you know, every 3 runs or something like that, it just is guaranteed to happen. Or every 4 runs, you know, however you want to do it based on those seasons. Every 1 and 2, I'd have to go back to the mythology to see, what is it? Is it in, in summer or in spring when Persephone comes back up out of the underworld, something like that. I should remember that. But that would at least give a little bit of a balance between making things, expediting the process when you finish a run, just, you know, finishing and going back to the crossroads, versus, at the same time, on the other hand, also having a way to, you know, to embrace the occasion, a successful run, and all the effort that's gone toward your journey overall, and culminating in another trip to the palace where you get the chance to check in with some of the gods and goddesses, maybe even some that we just never see here at all. Like, we get a lot of Zeus, a lot of Hera, occasionally Demeter, a lot of Apollo as well, but do we ever see anyone else here? So it'd be cool. There's just a lot of potential to have other conversations with other gods and goddesses, the ones that have helped us, giving us boons along the way, but we haven't actually seen here in the palace. So just feels like, why not, you know?
I would like that.
At least with a little more time to add more content to the game. Not that it's a game-changing difference or anything like that, but it would be a nice-to-have kind of thing.
We ought to be feasting in your name as far as I'm concerned, Sunshine. No sign of Dionysus still, and our new guest has drawn most of the attention. Soon we also won't be letting anybody in from the outside.
Having Dionysus show up here, even though he's technically in sort of a different category, I was thinking more of the likes of, say, Poseidon, Ares, Hephaestus, so on and so forth, seeing them here. But Dionysus, given how he's just been partying up in, you know, one floor below here, that would be a very interesting conversation to overhear.
It's all right, cousin, as I'm not much for feasting anyhow. And we do need to find a place for this grandfather of ours. Do you know what Lord Uncle Zeus has in store for him?
Not entirely, but my impression is he's sending Kronos back into the underworld, to Lord Hades. Apparently they've reached some sort of bargain. So, you truly think our grandfather has changed?
They're just saying, you deal with him. No, you deal with him. You take him on weekends, and I'll take him on weekdays. Even? That fair? All right, it's a deal.
I think he has a different outlook on things, yes. As for me, sounds like I may not be able to return anytime soon. This place truly is beyond compare, and with each visit, you've made me feel welcome. Thank you for that and everything.
Yeah, I feel like we probably have heard this conversation before, but at the same time, I'm noticing a lot more references to how we are probably not going to be able to come back to the palace, which maybe that just didn't really mean anything to me the first time, or maybe I did say that stuff, I just don't remember having said it back then. But yeah, there are, in basically every conversation we've had, there's been some mention of us not returning.
Oh, come on, it's all of us who should be thanking you, and quite profusely, I should add. Anyhow, not like this is a permanent farewell. I'll keep in touch by Boone, alright?
Alright, and then there is our boon, which, as we said a while back, is another thing that I feel like could have been explored a little bit more, having some conversations with Mlunui when we are using this boon, or with Hecate, rather, when we're using this boon, and that could have been a place to add some of those plot progression conversations that were otherwise lacking, or a way to restructure them, reorder them in a more logical way.
It sounds like I may not be visiting again anytime soon, so thank you all. And please let the others know I wish them well. Let's keep in touch by Boone.
Did we have this? Maybe we did.
Return to Shadow now.
Oh, did that go back to our usual voice? Which was weird, because we had all the high voice stuff before. I didn't notice actually in the palace itself, but that line right there felt lower. Also, who was saying arise just then? That was very dark and ominous.
I never imagined I'd see the Palace of Zeus with my own eyes. But I'm glad I'm back.
That feels like that's a comment we should have made a long time ago. It's not like that's the first time we've seen it.
Oh, look at you.
Was it Dora who made that dark and foreboding comment? I feel like it probably was.
Got a new picture there, I see. That from your mom and dad. Looks newer than the other one. You're all grown up.
It was a bit of a parting gift, considering I won't be staying at the House of Hades with the rest of them. Though I'll be seeing them around, I think.
And this, of course, a lot of this is 2020 hindsight. Now that we've experienced this in some way, shape, or form in the past with the original true ending, seeing it again in the new true ending, we are picking up on little details that are more meaningful than we had first thought. Like this here, though I'll be seeing them around, I think, that may not mean that we're going to the House of Hades at the end of floors, or at the end of runs in the Underworld, although similar to what I was just saying with the Palace on surface runs, that'd be kind of cool to do that every once in a while in the Underworld runs as well. We will occasionally run into Hades and Persephone in those optional rooms, and then potentially even Zagreus for the optional boss fights.
Oof, harsh. How come they didn't want you living in their subterranean stronghold with them? You're their kid.
We didn't feel like a subterranean homesick alien, is all.
They did want me to stay, it's just my home is here. They're my family, but so is this.
What, have you lost your mind? Wait, I'm your family too? That's what you're saying?
Also, I may or may not have made the same comment last time. If so, and you're wondering why like I made such a strange and obscure comment, it is a reference to a Radiohead song. I'm not that crazy. I didn't just come up with the same random fact, random comment twice, a few months apart from each other.
Sure, if you're up for it.
Oh, all right, I guess why not?
All right. Will you let us gift to Dora? So we have maxed out her bond. I think we tried doing this before and she rejected us, but we'll do it again.
What would you say to a brief trip to the fishing pier with me? It's nice and quiet over there.
Don't really want to move right now. And those fish would probably scare way too easily for a hunter of my skill.
Oh, okay. I see. Get Artemis on call, a hunter of Dora's skill.
Thank you for waiting.
Oh? Who are we speaking to?
It's an auspicious night.
You, maybe? We probably do want to gift to you because we suspect that we need to progress we may need to progress our relationship with him to advance the Fates-related plotline. I think we determined elsewhere that you don't need to gift nectars and whatnot to those people to make it happen, but wouldn't hurt.
Why, thank you for this, truly, though you needn't go out of your way for me. You've been so generous. Forgive my asking, but this isn't due to some sort of prophecy in the fated list, is it?
He totally called us out. He completely called me out.
No, of course not, Lord Morrow.
No, totally not.
So,
Nervous
even
sweat.
If it was, I would be duty-bound not to inform you, wouldn't I?
That's true.
I don't think he knows. I think we got away with it. All right.
Are your attempts to scale the mountain of the gods less difficult, at least, now than before? The war with Kronos having ended surely must bring some relief.
I mean, if anything, it's mostly just meant that, and this is not directly tied to that, but we've, for the most part, been saying we don't really need to be doing fear runs anymore. That's mostly just because we don't really need the nightmare anymore. So, from that standpoint, yes, things have become easier. Although, then on the last Underworld run, of course, we saw the game forced us to fight rival Kronos. That did not happen on the final surface run, thankfully. Otherwise, rival Typhon would have been a problem to deal with.
Well, on that front, not too much has changed as yet. Apparently, it's important for the stalemate between the Titans' legions and Olympus to persist, for sake of our cleanup efforts.
Okay, that doesn't really make sense, but sure.
So then your fight continues as before, except without a burning vengeance for your family to compel you. What is the motivating factor now?
She's definitely going to drop the whole time flowing freely fourth line, which I was going to say, we got some kind of lame explanations / excuses for that a little bit earlier on, but the one that we just got from Malinois about, well, there has to be war, there's absolutely no reason for that. That one was worse.
Oh, where to start? I have some matters that I wish to see resolved, and just to see what happens, I suppose.
Honestly, that's fair. That's fair. That's the most accurate description we've had thus far as to why the player ought to continue playing after the true ending.
I, too, increasingly have the desire to see that.
Okay, speaking of desire to see, would like to see if this is still the case. No, we still need one more run in the underworld, I think, at a minimum, before we can once again start actually progressing this side quest.
Eris is gone.
Oh. What gives?
Another victory.
Not seemingly anyone hanging out over there. Or over here, still waiting on this. Still don't
Good evening, broker.
really have anything we're looking to do here, nor can we afford anything big anyway, so...
Let us briefly speak.
Oh? But before we do that, might we potentially be able to go to the taverna? Because it took us a little while to start working toward maxing out our relationship with Hecate, but that's maybe the other person whom we've been trying to do that with.
Headmistress, I've a bottle of ambrosia here, and thought perhaps we could share it at the taverna, if you could step away with me a bit. I know it's an odd time.
Malinois, I'm going to resist my impulse to tersely decline.
Oh?
So that I might remind myself as to whether the greatest of Olympian delicacies lives up to its reputation. Let's be off.
Also, she's like, sorry, Hecate. Sorry, Malinois. I can't be drinking too much of that stuff. It messes with my 12-pack. Gotta be counting the calories.
I have not given this taverna any real thought. Such gathering places where one can be unguarded, dare I say relaxed. A liability. We need our senses sharp.
But now that you're here, you've come to realize that having such a place where we in Shades can commingle has its benefits? And that I didn't overstep when I restored it?
Yes, I have, and no, you did not. The tension about these crossroads has grown too palpable for my liking. As this much nervous energy does our cause no good. But I digress. Discussion of our cause ought be off limits here.
Okay, this is one of the few cases where I think it is totally valid to make a statement like that. So many other times when we have been trying to dive deeper on that topic before the climax of the true ending, and it was like, why are we getting cop-out answers as to why we cannot actually try to plan, strategize, come up with solutions, bounce back, or, talk about the problems that we've faced and then adapt to those problems to actually defeat Kronos and Typhon, and maybe consider whether it is possible to make peace with one or both of them. Almost all those conversations got cut short. And so that was not good. On this occasion, and other occasions where we're supposed to be just spending time and shooting the breeze with some of our friends, that is when you should be making statements like this.
Ah yes, more rules. Just what this taverna needs to ease the tensions of our small band of loyalists. I think you're onto something, Headmistress.
Oh, I see how it is. What, a sip or two of ambrosia and suddenly your inhibitions are all gone? A powerful effect. We ought to use it in the cauldron, if not here.
We're still talking about our cause and our craft. Why don't you tell me of a time when you were closer to my age, if you don't mind?
Oh. Don't say this to Hecate, but I think that was a pretty long time ago.
I mind. Though perhaps as we delve deeper into this bottle, I shall not mind as much. Shall we find out? To discovering the truth.
To discovering the truth.
All right. Oh, and technically, sure, we could have made a point of harvesting / replanting stuff first, but that's fine.
Back there, Malinois. These evenings, I am more concerned about the future than the past. I trust I did not overly affect the atmosphere.
Don't really need to worry too much about optimizing that stuff right now.
Nonsense, Headmistress. We're grateful you could join us.
All right. Now... Oh. We might have gotten the sequencing wrong there, because now we can't have a normal conversation with her. And it seemed as though we were going to have a meaningful conversation with her, because we did just recently have the true ending and might have had something to say about us now defeating Typhon for the first time after that true ending, I might try leaving this room and then re-entering this room and see if she has the exclamation point above her head again.
Good show that time.
Well, let's start with Odysseus, because he does still have something to speak with us about. Still can't do this. Part of me was hoping that that thing we did with Medea with the potion was going to be the cure we were looking for, but not the case.
Everything proceeding as expected in the new phase of your task thus far, Goddess? Stretching the definition of expected, perhaps, as this is new territory for us all.
It's an unusual assignment, ensuring time flows freely. If done correctly, everything will seem as before. And even if not, there's no guarantee anything will go wrong.
Well, that makes this sound more familiar than I thought. Life in all its uncertainties. Anyway, we're watching Kronos and ensuring that your route remains intact.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that phrasing that, I mean, the whole concept, as we've said many times before already, is a little shaky. But beyond that, Melinoi saying the whole goal is to make things feel exactly as they were before, or at least that they should seem that way. When you say that, do you mean as things were before when Kronos was still a bad guy? In which case, what was the purpose of all this? That defeats the entire purpose. Or do you mean, well, the same as every previous successful run post-true ending, now that Kronos is a good guy, in which case, that's an important distinction to make.
I'll make the most of it. Thank you.
Alright, so yes, we could have harvested this stuff first, but I don't know that that's gonna matter at all, because we don't really need this stuff anyway.
Grow strong.
She said, grow strong. Saying those two words close together, grow strong. I thought she was saying gross. It's like, that's pretty harsh. Okay, oh, hold on just a second, though. Because although we may not yet be able to progress the Fates subplots again, there is a chance we might be able to make progress with Hypnos here. Yeah, we'll do this, then we'll try going into the other room, coming back and seeing if we can speak to Hecate again, because otherwise we may have, by gifting to her first, kind of prevented ourselves from seeing that conversation, which would be a little bit unfortunate, because I think it was maybe going to be a kind of interesting and unique conversation, given the time in which we are, well, given how we just had a bunch of important stuff recently happen to us.
Your mother and the rest are safe, Lord
I cut him
Hypnos.
short, sorry.
They'll surely be expecting your return and presumed you'd wake after all this, but you're still sound asleep. Well, don't worry. I made you a promise, and I intend to keep it.
Yeah, I think we heard this, or something along these lines, after the original true ending, and I was surprised then. I thought that Hypnos was going to awaken before, if not long before, the final true ending. So, just a little strange still in that way. Obviously, I knew it was going to happen this time, so it's not a surprise, but still not sure I would have chosen to approach it that way if I were the one writing the story.
Thank you for growing here.
Actually, I was trying to salute these guys.
Moonlight guides you.
Our trust in the Witch of the Crossroads is unwavering. Well, mine wavers a bit. Cause of death, backstabbing? Oh dear. Okay, so
You really
wanted
showed
to
that type
pop
on,
in
huh?
here. Guess we'll speak to Skelly and then we'll just briefly pop our head back in the other room and see if, on the off chance, we can speak to Hecate again.
I meant to note, I had an unusual experience at the House of Hades. I heard no mention of you there, despite your distinguished status. Only of a skeleton who would stand watch outside. Skelly, perhaps akin to that?
Oh, hold on.
Kiddo,
You think we skeletons are all the same? That's way over the line, pal. Come on, I would have thought. Unbelievable.
So insensitive. Come on, Malinwe.
What? I didn't mean to suggest... Oh, I apologize.
So rude. So disrespectful.
I swear.
Never mind the fact that I have myself referred to... What is his formal name? Commander Skelemius or something like that? I've referred to him as Skelly, basically, from the onset. Okay, let's just see. I am pretty doubtful, but be a little unfortunate if we missed out on what was potentially an important conversation with Hecate. It does seem like it could be that, what with the way the dialogue systems work in Hades 2, that even if we missed it here and now, technically that conversation is still at the front of the queue of potential dialogues, and therefore next time we finish a run and find ourselves back in the crossroads, we would have that conversation with Hecate. It might just be a little later on than it would have normally been and feel a little strange timing-wise for that reason, but that's all right. Hopefully we can still hear it. And that means that we have now checked off one of 2 runs that we technically kind of sort of still need to do to get the full transition post-true ending into the end game. Do need to wrap things up here, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.